Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus again out here early this morning, lying in the bed, frustrated because I know that there are so many people waking up this morning feeling real good about their lives, but the masses are not. The masses are waking up this morning, and from the time they wake up to this very moment, they've been constantly reviewing stuff that they wish was better than it is. And it's not going to get any better if things stay the way they are. You see, ladies and gentlemen, my whole conversation for the past 40 years has been about how I feel about life. You know, with me, there are only two ways of living: a way that allows you to live, and a way where there's nothing but trouble. In a world where that's so interconnected like it is today, it is very difficult for any one person or one group of people or one race of people to say that they can live without the commingling with one another. You see religious groups who are still pulling around horses, pulling around and with buggies, and never changing. That's wearing the same kind of clothes they wore back in 100 years ago or whatever. And hey, they still going through the same thing we're going through. Their lives aren't any better. They just separating themselves from that. So in order to live a wonderful life, we the people have to come together as it was designed to do. Or if we don't, we just scattered and living haphazardly. Now, when I say living a beautiful life, I feel that the earth was made with all this wonderful stuff on it, and all of the things that we can do that have come through our minds, and our ability to use our hands and minds to cause the manifestation of all the things that have been manifested to serve the great needs for which they do serve. I feel that that's the way of living. If you can feed everybody in America, not alone on earth, why not? If you can house everybody in America, why not? If you can educate everybody in America, why not? If you can provide health care for everybody in America, I say, why not? Yeah, Prince Andrew just came up there. But so I say, why not? And if you can make sure that everybody can have a career, that everybody can participate, everybody got a job, everybody's happy, why not? Now, to me, that's progressive. To me, that's the righteous way of living. Righteous way. Nobody's hungry. Nobody's homeless. No pink tent, no blue tent city. Nobody's dumb, uneducated. Nobody's suffering from a lack of health care. I mean, how much better can that be? And guess who's enjoying that? Everybody. Black folks, white folks, men, women, straight, gay. The life is wonderful. Everybody's participating in it. And if there's to be a judgment, if there's to be any judgment against anybody in the society that's working, then leave that in the hands of God. Not the white man, not the black man, not you, not me, not the Catholic religion, not the Protestant religion. You leave that in the hands of God. If a straight person is fantastic, then why isn't a gay person fantastic? You might not understand the reason. And since you don't understand the reason, you take your hands off of it. You be thankful that you're not one. And if there's anything wrong with it, you let God fix it. Now, I don't think that's asking too much. Well, if you do that, your streets will be paved. You won't have those potholes. Your highways will be immaculate. They'll even have sensors on them so that when the wintertime in these big places where there's winter and the snow and ice, they will be able to have those highways dealt with in such a wonderful way that you can still travel on those highways. You know what I mean? This is when you are living progressively. This is when you are exposing yourself to the adventures of life. My friends, you don't have to suffer for nothing. You don't have no raggedy cars out there, and houses falling apart, and yards that needs to be cared. No, all of this stuff is taken care of because it's a righteous way of living, and everybody's participating. Everybody's participating. Everybody's participating. Let me say this again. Everybody's participating. Ain't nobody sitting over there on the side not doing anything. No, no, why? Because working is too fantastic. It's a joy, and it's your joy. It's not necessarily my joy, but it's not causing me any pain. It's causing me benefits, but it's your joy. What I do is my joy, but it's causing you benefits. That's why we need it. Can't you understand that, ladies and gentlemen? Now, giving you some, hey, let me say this, sir. And the best way in dealing with this, you don't have a car note, you don't have an education note, you don't have a healthcare note, you don't have any of that stuff that you've been spending money for. Now you don't have to spend money. Why? Because you own partnership and all this stuff. So what, you don't need money. So you can tell right there the problems that have been eliminated because you're not using money. Now let me think about the unrighteous way of living. The unrighteous way of living is this. You're going to have some people making it, and they're going to claim that they are great. And they're going to have some people that are not making it. And those that say they're claiming to be great are going to put those ones down that's not making as being no good, no count, a waste of time. That's what they're going to make sure that the resources that could have been available to get these people engaged in the process of being somebody and being great, they kept it for themselves. The conservative, I put it that way, the conservative party, oh no, I won't say the conservative, I'll say the unrighteous party. The unrighteous party is going to keep it for themselves. They're going to make sure that if they ever run out of anything, they probably won't, but if they do, they got it sitting there. It might have rotted, depending on how long it takes. But in the meantime, people are dying. People are out fighting wars. People are lying. People are stealing. People are killing. People are terrorizing. People are hating. People are racist. People are bigots. There's terror going on. There's war going on. Is that happening in the world today? Is any of that happening in America today? So what does that indicate according to what I've just said to this point? An unrighteous way of living. Now, who is responsible for this unrighteous way of living in America? And who is responsible for this unrighteous living in the world? I'm going to tell you, let me start with America. Every American, except the little babies, the ones that you see on TV, 6, 7 years old, with high-powered rifles and stuff, they represent too that unrighteousness. That's that gun. That's that gun that's going to take your land. That's that gun that's going to put you into slavery. That's that gun that's going to rob you. See, that's all connected with unrighteousness. And also in that unrighteousness, you're going to have, what? Slavery? Did I mention that already? I think I might have already mentioned that. You're going to have the abuse of drugs. You're going to be dealing with abortion, all of these things, because in this unrighteous way of life is a whole bunch of confusion. Confusion, confusion, confusion. Now, here again, let me go back now. You got some gated communities. You got, hi. You got a bunch of ghettos. And outside of those ghettos, you got a bunch of tent cities. You got potholes all in the streets. You got highways all messed up. And every time you're trying to travel, you got cones because they're trying to pretend like they're making some money, trying to do something. Well, all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is a result of confusion and unrighteousness. Now, why is it that people believe some of the things that are said, especially when it comes down to conspiracy theories or conspiracy theories? It's hard to explain, ladies and gentlemen, but believe me if you wanna or if you don't. There are people who actually believe that these conspiracy theories are true. They believe with all their heart that they are absolutely true, and they must engage themselves in every way they possibly can to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen. Now, why, my friends, is it so easy for people to believe in conspiracy theories? Well, the most simple way for them to believe in conspiracy theories is because they look around them and they see people with gated communities and their houses are falling apart. They see people with Mercedes and all kinds of expensive cars while they're walking around in trash things that that they can't even put wheels on, brake pads on. They see these things falling apart. They see the struggles that they have to go in from sun up to sundown just trying to make it. And so they say, why is this happening? They see people call themselves the richest people on earth. They see billionaires and multi-billionaires and people trying to go up in space just to get away from the gravity so they can float around and see what that's like. They see this, so they figure something has got to be wrong and nothing is fixing it. So somebody come along and tell them a old lie, and they'll believe the lie because it might be true. Why not? I don't have mine. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? That's how that crap works. Now, if you want to get rid of conspiracy theories, then practice a righteous way of living. Let me see if I left anything else off this little note. Oh, yeah. I wanted to also say to you, ladies and gentlemen, when you start talking about these guns and stuff like that, I want to tell you, I got a brother, 17 years old, was shot down, murdered by some racist white people. I got a first cousin, 17, I think he might have been 18, shot down by racist white people. I got a nephew murdered by ignorant black person. So guns don't just, it's not just with white or blacks, it's everybody that uses guns and rely on guns rather than the righteous way of living. See, let me tell you a secret. Let me give you a secret, ladies and gentlemen, about the righteous way of living. You might not have heard this before, but let me give it to you anyway. When you live a righteous life, you don't need guns. When you live a righteous life, there won't be wars that you'll lose. Somebody say, amen. You see, because when you live the righteous life, then the God of life is obligated to be there at your every need. When you live the righteous life, that's when you can step out on water and you don't sink, because God got to protect you. Why? Because you're standing up for righteousness, and God is righteousness. So he cannot desert you right there, because the moment he deserts you, then that's not God. Okay? So I want you to know that when you are doing things that are right, you don't have to worry about Russia. Somebody say, well, Ukraine, well, I don't know if Ukraine was doing what was righteous. If Ukraine was doing what was righteous, they doing something that was good. They got the United States trying to help them. They got other people in the world trying to help them. But apparently that righteous life, I don't know about that. I can say this. If God is not responding to, and maybe perhaps God is, through the USA, through other means, that's a part of the way. Let me make sure I get this straight. When you hear the rest of the world trying to work with Ukraine, that is God using a different kind of way. That means we got a nation that's not perfect. And so it's engaging the other people in the process of defending it. That's how that works, ladies and gentlemen. But when you're perfect, you can only call on the God, because most people are not going to be with you, so they don't believe in it. Is there anything else I got to say? Well, I talked about these people that got killed. Oh, and one other thing. I went to the hospital yesterday, to the emergency room. I sat around for 2 hours and didn't get a thing. So that's why I talk about we need so many more facilities, medical facilities and personnel, all of this stuff, schools, personnel, all of that. Everything got to be broadened to meet the masses, the needs of the masses. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn this loose right now. I'm waiting on a call from one of my associates. I want to thank you so very much for giving me these your few minutes. And I hope I've said something. I hope that maybe you will, subscribe, make a comment, or share. Any of these things will be important, and they are absolutely necessary for this dream I have of changing America, making it the America that we all can dream of. But in order for that to happen, I need more than your pushing a button. I need your support in every way. Thank you.